Hey guys, welcome to class. My name is Shelly if you haven't met me yet. I live in Ormond Beach, Florida. I own and operate a yoga studio called Hot House Yoga. I'm so glad you could join us. This is my faithful companion, Henry. I don't know how long he will stay. We'll see what happens. But I wanted to start off today's practice with a little pranayama. So would you go ahead and take a nice comfortable seat? And maybe when you take that first big breath in, you just sort of sigh it out, noticing if you've been holding your breath all day long. And what I'd like you to do is you breathe in, start to soften your eyes and your jaw, and let that oxygen come all the way into the belly. And sort of just hold it there. Notice how that makes you feel. And then on your exhale, you could sigh it out again. On your inhale, imagine again, it's going to come in through the top of your head, go through your nostrils, and all the way down to the belly. Now make this a big, 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 big breath. And then again, start to sigh it out, giving yourself permission to sort of disperse any energy, anxiety, angst you've been holding on to. And as you start to make space from that, I want you to start to notice that our intention when we practice asana or meditation or pranayama is to start to elevate our vibration, to raise the vibration. So that's the goal for today. So as we close our eyes and we get connected to each other, start to feel what it's like when your energetic body starts to shift. Because when you start to connect to me and you connect to the universe, you're automatically beginning to elevate. The movements we choose today are meant to support that as well. So we'll start in downward facing dog. And as you come into down dog, notice if your dog is typically really tiny. So I call this like the teacup dog. It's not really a forward fold, but it's not really a downward facing dog either. So see if you just walk your feet back a couple inches if you've got a little bit more space, and then see if you can go back a little bit further. And the idea is you want to find the space from your armpit to your hip point. That's where you're looking to get that. Now we're going to roll onto the blade of the right foot. Place the heel of the left foot in front of it. Then push away from the floor so that the left hip goes more towards the back of the room. It should feel good, so find a sweet spot in this. Then go right to the other side, where you'll be on the blade of the left foot, and the right foot will be in front, and then push back. Just enjoying the stretch. And then again, we're going to come back to center. Come forward right into up dog. So as you make your transitions, you just go right into upward facing dog. You don't even have to do a low plank. Some of you will be very excited about that. And the idea is I want you to feel the stretch that goes between the hip flexors and the floating ribs. Some of you may have more of your attention on the back body, and that's fine too. But the focus is to open up the front. And then again, you can engage your toes. You're going to come right back into downward facing dog. And if your feet started to separate, bring them in a little bit closer. Because again, you're going to inhale into up dog. So just inhale, up dog. And then exhale, down dog. Push away from the floor. See if you can get your heels closer to the mat now. And then again, feel that transition. It's an oscillation where you're going to come right into up dog. Tuck your chin into your chest. Feel that happening. It's going to be upper back, middle back, lower back, downward facing dog.
As you oscillate, you're going to drive through the shoulders. So feel how the lower back naturally starts to round. As you come more forward into your hands, your upper back rounds even more. Your chin is tucked into your chest. And then you're going to come right into up dog. Make the transition, so soften the neck. Push away from the floor with your arms. Find it in your upper back as you slowly go into downward facing dog. So let's find it with the breath. Inhale, up dog.
Exhale, down dog.
Inhale, up dog.
Exhale, down dog.
Again, inhale, up dog.
And exhale, downward facing dog.
Just sort of waking up the body. Let's inhale the right leg up towards the sky. Bring it through to the top of the mat.
Come right into warrior one. So draw those hips in, and as you inhale your arms up towards the sky, keep sinking into your hips. There should be a little bit more room to work with all that oscillation. From here, interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your palms together, draw the fist package towards the floor, and look up towards the sky. On your exhale, you're going to go into runner's lunge. Or you're just going to come into humble warrior, The shoulder comes to the knee, your hands are going to come up towards the sky. Now, normally we're like, squeeze your palms together. Today, pull your palms apart. See if you can get into those wrists a little bit. Your arms are going to come all the way out in front of you. You're going to tuck the chin into the chest. Keep working on those hips. And then start to see if you can leave your fingertips there. Just straighten your front leg to the best of your ability. Keep straightening, 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 straightening. Bend back into that leg. Slide that right arm forward. Take it all the way back. Reach for the left thigh bone. Now twist the torso. So look underneath your left armpit. And then look underneath your left armpit some more. And see if you can get the top of your head to touch the floor. Keep leaning forward. Such a good stretch. From here, take this right hand, take it to the outside of the right foot. You can see it right there in the camera. You're going to come up onto the ball of this back foot. So the left foot, you're going to move back and forth. Hop it in a little bit. Hop it in a little bit. It's going to be a little intense from here. That's all right. You may just need to stay right here. Feel the intensity of it. Or come up higher onto the ball of the back foot. Now take your right hand and start to reach for your left calf. And then from here, start to hop that foot in a little bit more. Maybe reach for the blade of the foot. Now you'll notice my right leg is bent. And that's allowing my hips to move a little bit more graciously. And it's releasing some of the tension, but I'm still getting a good stretch. You may place the heel of your hand on the mat. Maybe spider fingers works better for you because you're going to come up onto the tippy toe and start to lift that foot up. Pull the heel in towards your buttocks and then turn the knee out so you can go into super soldier. There's the secret to the universe. A big breath in. Now if you can work on straightening your right leg, do it. It's not that important. The stretch really comes from what you do with your left knee. So take it towards the ceiling. Straighten the left arm. Start to straighten the right leg. One more breath. Now look forward beyond the toes of your right foot. Hold on to the left leg. Bring it all the way through to the top of the mat. Pistol squat.
So now thread your hands and hold on to this foot. Take a big breath in here and a big breath out. Now your right leg might be a little tired. So take your left knee, bend it. Place it over the ankle of the right leg. And then find a twist. So look towards the right shoulder and lean forward a little bit more. Make a counter twist. So release that twist. Now look towards the left side of the room and the left shoulder as well. A big breath in and a big breath out. From here, as you come back, reverse your table. So take your fingertips all the way towards the back of the mat. Place your feet on the floor. Lift your hips up and stretch it out. Now see if you can get the collarbone to really open up here while the weight stays towards the heels of your hands. Now lower your tailbone down to the ground. Extend your legs out, frog legs. Rock your knees from side to side. Feel the opening through the hip flexors. Rock over towards the left side. This is called deer pose. And then walk your fingertips all the way towards the back of the mat. So your forearms are down on the ground. You're getting a nice stretch. So there's this tendency, I see it all the time, is where we're rounding through this front body. So I want you to think about cracking this open like an egg so that there's actually some space for your spine to soften. You're going to take a big breath in and a big breath out. If it feels good, then press your hands into the mat. Walk them over towards the left side of the room a little bit more. Drop your elbows down to the ground and get the bigger stretch. On your next breath, one more time, you're going to press your hands into the mat. Walk them into the middle and then closer towards you. Start to straighten the left leg, straighten the right leg. Now slide the pinkies together so that the left foot and the right hand are in alignment with each other. You may need to hop your back foot in a hair so that you can really twist through the hips and bring your left arm up towards the sky. Look over towards the left side of the room and find your balance here. In through the nose and out. The left hand's going to come down to the mat. Start to think about making that right leg a spring because the right foot's going to come behind the left. Here you are. Inhale, lengthen with your knees crossed. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up nice and high. Interlace your palms towards the sky. Take your torso over towards the left side of the room. Then take it over towards the right side of the room. Come back to center. Take it towards the back of the mat. On your exhale, you're going to fold forward, bringing your hands all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, folding chest to thighs. As you inhale, lengthen. From here, I want you to slowly unwind until your feet are facing the top of the mat, just like you started. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, folding. Inhale, arms up nice and high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, jump back into low plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Walk your dog out a few times. On the next breath, the left leg is going to come up. Bring it through to the top of the mat. Warrior one, arms up. Now sink a little bit deeper into those legs. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Again, find the stretch. Imagine that you're opening up the chest. This is a lot like doing your reverse tabletops, isn't it? Open up the chest. Lean a little bit more forward. Not with the collarbone, but as much as the thighs. As you go into humble, allow it to happen from the hips. The shoulder lines up to the knee. You lean forward, you get the good stretch. Now separate those hands so the arms can go wider, especially since super soldier's coming up. On the next breath, bring your hands out in front of you as far as you can, keeping your chin into your chest. Now the idea is not to let your spider fingers go, but to straighten your leg. So as you straighten the leg, notice if your hands want to come back. You got to get the stretch through the side body and your legs. Not by necessarily making the posture smaller. So if you're not sure what I'm referring to, just rewind. It's all good. On the next breath, we're going to bend into that leg, look forward. Press the heel of your right hand in the mat for support as the left arm comes up. Take it behind you, grab the thigh. Now once you grab the thigh, I want you to look towards underneath the right arm. And a lot of times people want to look over the arm. I really want you to look under the arm. Now see if you can lower your hips. Chances are you got to move your right hand a little bit more forward to make that happen. Keep working your hips, and then opening it up. There should be contact between the right shoulder and the right thigh bone at the same time. And just sort of soften into it. As your hand is resting on your thigh, you can feel if it's engaged or not. And you'll start to come up onto the ball of that back foot. Now we place the left hand behind us for some support. As we start to walk the foot in, walk the foot in. Now as the foot comes in, you notice that your right hand may need to go farther forward. Now take your left hand and reach for the calf. Maybe start to reach for the heel of the foot. Maybe it needs to walk in a hair more. So this is the setup for super soldier. That left leg should be speaking to you. You're doing a great job. Now maybe you start to come up onto that big toe. Perhaps you like to negotiate. A lot of my friends are big negotiators. They're always negotiating. Pull that heel in, open it up. It's gonna burn. Go for the gusto. Get that knee towards the ceiling. Go for the gusto. Use the big breath. Get the better grip. Get the better stretch. Open, open, open. The transition, you hold on to that foot. Pull the right knee in. Start to look in the direction you want to go in. Slide that right leg all the way through. There it is, up towards the sky. Now open it up. Big breath in and a big breath out. You wrap the knee around the ankle. You find the twist. You look towards the left. And come back to center. You go in the opposite direction. You look towards the right. You release the stretch. You take your hands behind you. Place your feet on the floor. Find your center. Roll the shoulders back away from your ears. Feel how you can feel your chest buttons exposed, and then you can come right into your reverse table. Lift the hips up nice and high. The neck is the last thing you want to think about. There's so much to consider when it comes to your arms and your hips.
Holding for a few breaths. We'll lower our hips down to the ground. Set ourselves up for frog pose. So here you are, you just open your legs right up. Rock them from side to side. Because deer pose is coming up. So as we go into deer pose, imagine you really want to open up the chest. Take your hands out in front of you as far as possible. So there's enough space between your left hip and your left armpit. Take it over as far to the right as possible. And then drop both elbows down to the ground. If it's not an option to drop both elbows down to the ground, then you back it out. And you back it out. Bigger isn't always better. The idea is that we want to go as far as we can and not hold ourselves back. We talk a lot about that in the teacher's training. A lot of times it isn't the poses, it's our setup to the poses, much like life. So the longer you're in it, the more open your body is going to become if you didn't go beyond your edge. Now on the next breath, the left hand's going to come down to the mat and the right hand comes down. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Extend your left leg back. Now start to think about how you're going to use this momentum to lift yourself up. You slide the pinkies together. Hop your back foot in, but it still stays on the right side of the room. Right arm comes up towards the sky. The right hand will meet the left. So start to think about that. Right foot's going to come forward. You just hop it forward where your knees are crossed. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold to the chest and thighs touch. Inhale, sweep your arms up nice and high. And as you interlace your fingers, your palms will come up. Take your torso towards the left. Come back to center. Take your torso towards the right. Come back to center. Take your torso up towards the sky. Find the back bend. And then find the fold. Bring your hands all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Start to walk your fingertips all the way around so you're now facing the left side of the mat. Come forward, right into your downward facing dog. Come into your high plank. Exhale into your low plank. Inhale into up dog. And then again, exhale into downward facing dog. In this down dog, shake your head up and down, right to left. Widen your collarbone, roll your forearms in. What if downward facing dog wasn't a toll booth pose? Can you find a place within the down dog where there's a sweet spot and you could hold it forever? And then you close your eyes, you draw your attention inward, and you just focus on being present. Still in down dog. feeling good in down dog. Where can you soften in your down dog? If your wrists are bothering you, can you roll into your index finger and into your thumb? Can you engage the deltoid muscles while you're widening through the collarbone? Can you engage your lats and your serratus while the neck remains soft? Are your legs strong but not hard? Can you pull the belly button in and up? If you get tired, rest. The breath should not be forced but easy. You're doing great. Hang in there. Drop the knees down to the ground. Child's pose. If it feels better to you, bring your arms all the way back. Really soften those shoulders. There is a sensation that sort of comes up, isn't there? Feels like the weight of the world if you've been holding it the whole time. And we'll come up into a nice comfortable seat. We'll do a few wrist stretches to end class. So Sarah and I did a joint freeing exercise. You guys may remember this, where your fingertips go up and down. The other day I did a private with a student who's in recovery from a car accident. There's something very profound about doing wrist stretches, joint freeing exercises, ankle stretches. And then from here, as your palms come up, bring your pinkies in, and you rock them back and forth.
joints join things together. They are not meant to be weight bearing. And we'll interlace our fingers and make circles with them. And then go the other way. And then we'll shake them out. And then we'll bring our hands back to our knees, but just turn your palms up towards the sky. And they tingle. So is the tingling pain going in or pain coming out? Is it neither? I'm grateful for this new day, its beauty and its light, and a chance to begin again. May we all be freed from yesterday's limitations, and today may we be reborn. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. From my heart to yours, namaste.